We are live, folks. We are live. 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 What's up, buddy?
What are you doing? I'm good. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Getting ready to kick off this whole all 32 because we are definitely live right now. Let me get Sturmy in here. Sturmy,
Sturm.
There we
my
go.
guy.
What up?
We're
Here we
officially
go,
in the
folks.
off season. We're officially in the off season.
I mean,
We are.
what a way to go.
Yes, we are. We are officially in the off season, and we are about to kick off free agent frenzy, guys. This is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sturmy, I'm going to have you set this up for us. Pardon the intrusion here, though. My computer wanted to decide to update. Only on 9% right now, so it's taking this time.
This might be the shortest podcast ever.
No. We're gonna finish this one. I had to go. That's why I'm on mobile right now, so we can go ahead and finish this one. So I'm definitely gonna stay here and go live. So Sturmy,
all right, yeah, let's do it.
Break it down, bro. Break it down.
So we'll talk about free agency, right? I mean, it's the off season. Let's spit out our projections, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
the
first one I want to talk about. The first one I want to talk about is a guy who got injured last year. A lot of people thought this team was going to go far in the playoffs. Unfortunately, two of their wide receivers went down with massive, ugly injuries. Mr. Buffalo Bill, Houston Texan, prima donna, Steph Diggs. Where is he going?
I think he stays in Houston.
This guy's 31 years old.
I think he stays in Houston.
Coming off of a massive contract and a massive injury.
I agree, but I think he stays in Houston. Why? Because I think the Houston Texans traded for him for a reason, and I think that reason was to get him paired up with Nico Collins and the rest of those guys over there. So I don't think he's going anywhere.
They got
Tank
Dell.
Yeah, I know
what happened to Tank Dell, though?
Yeah, no, I get that.
He's an insurance policy. He's an insurance policy. A loudmouth, locker room destroying insurance policy. No one will ever question. Okay. No one will ever question his skill set. His skill set's real, but the level of talking he does is not commensurate with how much he's going to get paid. Times the amount of playing time he's actually going to see. If Tank Dell's healthy, who the fuck is Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, well, I still think that he's going to stay in Houston. I think for a fact that he's still in Houston. Yeah, I think he's going to
want him.
Okay, all right, Houston it is. I honestly think he wants to play for a contender. I think he's going to go for a contender.
I want to be a solid gold. Some shit isn't just in the, not in the cards. What do you like? I want to be a contender.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is Houston not a contender?
No. I didn't say that.
So where's he going then? Where's he going?
Where is he going?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
You ready for this?
Go ahead.
The Dallas Cowboys.
You think so?
Yep.
Ooh, them fighting words right there, boy.
It'd be a family reunion.
You want to know why?
It'd be a family reunion.
You want to know why? Brandon Cooks is a free agent.
That is true.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. So, hey, you know what Jerry Jones said last year? We're all in.
Yeah, but I don't.
We're all in with Brian Schottenheimer, right?
And he didn't do
right. Exactly. There you go, Sass. There you go.
We're all in with Brian Schottenheimer.
Hey,
we're here to win. Putting all our chips on the table.
He's gonna go to the
Shoddy.
Sunny D. He's going to the Sunny D.
Yo, man, I don't know, bro. That is a good take, though.
All right, here's my next guy. If this guy honestly didn't get injured, we're talking a lot about injuries, by the way.
Yeah.
This guy would have had over 1,000 yards. This guy probably would have put his team further in the playoffs, and that's Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
He is the most unfortunate injury case in the, like, I think he has supreme talent. Like, that guy plays slot, he plays X. He's a great blocker. He just can't he will never, he just doesn't play a full game slot. He just doesn't. He plays 13 to 14
I gotta say he stays in Tampa.
You think what? Tampa Bay retains?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Evans is a little long in the tooth at this point. He's going to get paid too, right?
Bro.
He already got paid.
He got paid.
Here he got paid.
Was it 31?
Doesn't matter. He's putting up 1,000 each season. What, you nuts? He's not going
I got love for Mike Evans. It's not, you know, it's just certain things that are inevitable. Father time being one of them. And I appreciate that he got paid, but they're an injury away from being obsolete offensively. You know, I think they have to retain Chris Godwin. They have to pony him.
Yeah. I think Tampa's going to keep him. I don't think
Stephon Diggs in play.
No.
You want to know why? I'm going to tell you, Sturmy, I'm going to go back to Stephon Diggs. You want to know why I think Stephon Diggs is not going anywhere? You said it already.
You already had your chance to talk and about Steph Diggs, so we can move on.
Yeah, but I'm saying, no, he's not. But Sass brought up a good point. But at the same time, I'm saying he's not going to go anywhere from Houston because they're already a contender. Who does Houston have to contend with in that division right now?
Colts.
That's it.
The Colts. You know, like
that's
what else?
it.
I mean,
no,
Jags are trash.
Hey, there's also
Titans trash.
Duval.
Yo, think about this. He either has somebody in his camp that was like, you know what you should do? Say Duval. Or he was like, you know what I should do? Either it was his idea or somebody in his camp's idea, and he ran with it. Oh. Somebody was like, hey, bro, you should do this. And he was like, you're right, I should do that.
Wow.
All right, I got the next two names that actually played for the same team this year that actually went to the Super Bowl. And that's DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown.
What about Kareem Hunt? Throw him in the mix.
Who?
Kareem Hunt.
Well, that's
right. Oh yeah, we'll get
this
to him.
Is all straight up wide receivers right now.
We'll get to him
first. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to him. Don't worry.
Right, so,
I didn't know this. Did you guys know Hollywood Brown is only 27 years old?
Yeah, he's still young, man.
Doesn't he seem like he's been playing didn't he play with Baltimore, Arizona?
Yeah, that's why he's been all over the league already.
Talk about stepping in a bucket of shit and coming out smelling like roses. You know,
for real,
exactly one game all year, and then got to play in the conference championship in the Super Bowl, like
the biggest stage.
Where's he going?
Possible.
Where's he going? Sam?
Right.
Where's he going?
Yeah,
I'm like here's the thing is I can see why he would fit on Kansas City with their scheme because they play small ball. They don't do the big receiver. They don't do the hardcore blocking schemes. They do gadget plays, bubble screens. Like little Mahomesy, a little flip action. Like they're a gimmick team to me. They're a short yard gimmick yak team, and he fits in there. I get that. He's got a little speed to him, got a lot of speed, but like he just can't. I just think I think he is scheme dependent at this point. If you can't make it with Lamar Jackson, and you can't make it with Patrick Mahomes, who the fuck are you going to make it with?
Yeah. Plus, I see Xavier Worthy over there. Worthy is pretty good over there. So I don't think he's going to be with Kansas City next season. I got a feeling he's going to go. He's going to be on the move again. I don't know exactly where right now, I'm going to put him on my back burner because he's somebody to watch for in free agency. I can't say.
You also have to look
I'm
at.
going to lay my finger on this one. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hollywood Brown. That's a possibility. Or Cleveland. I can see Cleveland too.
I don't think anyone wants to go to Cleveland.
Dude, I can tell you,
if they throw that bag at them, bro. If they throw that bag at them, yes.
There's going to be several teams that are just going to be throwing dumb money out there because
you see what I'm saying?
The salary cap went up 22 mil. So
or even
everybody and their mother is going to overspend on these receivers. That's
even New England.
Well, if you consider all the teams that are desperate for wide receiver talent and the ones that are getting franchised already, like T. Higgins, talk about criminal. Homeboy's going for he's getting a purse. He's getting a huge bag, and they tagged him again. 2 years in a row, he's been tagged. And that's why the Bengals can't go anywhere, is because they're overspending on the wide receiver talent they have for people. Exactly. So, I mean, how is it fair to either squad? How's it fair to T. Higgins? How's it fair to the rest of the Bengals? You know what I mean? Joe Burrow is like,
he's going
that line is a sieve.
Yeah, he's got to go somewhere.
Well, wait a minute. Jamar Chase got about to get paid too, ain't
he? Yeah. Next year,
yeah.
So what the fuck? They got to throw the bag at somebody.
Oh, yeah, but they could get they can get O-line help. They could get extra DBs. They've got so many issues. Oh, listen, I love T. Higgins, but you can't tell me that Jamar Chase is only getting his grabs because T. Higgins is on the other side. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That is not an apt. That they're in two separate stratospheres. I like T. Higgins a lot, but he is not in Jamar Chase's stratosphere, and he doesn't have the relationship with Joe Burrow that that Chase has. So I just look at him. He is a stud on any other team. He's not scheme dependent. He's big. He's physical. He's got hands. He only plays 14 games a year, but he's still upper echelon. I'd put him in that B tier of here's your Jets, here's your Chase, here's your Devontae 2 years ago. But then everybody else, is okay, and he's in that upper echelon of B teams or B squad receivers. I just don't. But he's going to get a player of that caliber is going to get overspent on because of the market and how shallow it actually is. So I can look at anybody just throwing money at a Hollywood Brown just because he's Hollywood Brown. He's fast. He's young. I look at a team that nobody gives a shit about. Nobody gives any stock into that could just overspend because they can. Arizona could overspend if they wanted, and so could
New England.
So could the Panthers, and so could New England. They could just be like, "Hey, we have no talent here, but we have a young quarterback. We have some semblance of a defense when they want to play every now and again. It's like they have young pieces. He's a good rental. No one's going to use him as a cornerstone.
I'll tell you who can't spend this year, and that is the Saints. They are over $47 million. And then you got the Browns over 24. You got the Buffalo Bills over 10, the Seahawks over 6, and Atlanta Falcons over 4. I know that they can do some restructures and give bonuses out and all that, but minus $47 million is a lot of money.
This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new with the Saints.
That's a tough hit.
Like this for years, bro. Listen, they know how to kick the can down the road, man. When it comes to the Saints,
trust me, the Saints have done that. That's the reason why they're in that situation.
Right? They know how to kick that can down the road real nice, man. That's why they're in cap hell right now.
They're going to kick the can to death, is what they're going to do. But let's move on.
For sure.
Let's talk about the running backs. There's some big names out there, right?
Yes.
And I want to go with, I think the biggest running back out there name-wise is Najee Harris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, 20, not even 27 years old yet.
No.
I don't think Pittsburgh utilized him as much as they should have this year.
Right.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
I can see him in Denver.
Yeah, that's an option.
I can see him in Denver.
Really?
To take Devontae Williams' spot. Fuck yeah, man! You kidding me?
So
you know, Sean Payton love his running backs now. You know he loves his running backs, or I can see him in Miami too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. What's the status on Mostert?
Mostert's a free agent. He's 30.
See what I'm saying?
30. He's also 33 years old, and Jeff Wilson is also a free agent.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
So all they got is that I think
Devon Achane.
You know what though? Achane, and they also drafted my boy Jalen Wright from Tennessee.
Yeah. They did draft him,
by the way. So
yep.
I don't know if he'll actually go to Miami, but I'll tell you something. This team does need a running back.
I could see him. I mean, I know that.
Yes, they do.
Pittsburgh doesn't care about.
You need a running back.
Pittsburgh doesn't necessarily care where he goes, and I think that if he went to the Browns, it would make the most sense. It would, because Chubb's a free agent. They're not going to pay. They're not paying Chubb. Yep. Chubb's gone. He's 29, almost 30 years old after an awful injury. I know he's Nick Chubb, but after that injury, he's not Nick Chubb. He's a guy who used to be Nick Chubb.
But now do you see why these organizations do the running backs the way they do them?
Yeah.
Because when you get hurt, man, it's a wrap. Yeah. Especially at the running back position.
Yeah.
It's over. So
we're okay. Let's go to that point then. Where does Nick Chubb go? Because he is a free agent.
I wouldn't give a fuck where he went, to tell you the truth, because he get hurt every year. He hurt every year.
Nick Chubb is a complimentary piece on a good team. I could see him playing. I don't think he's a starting back in the league anymore, and I think every other team in the NFL is going to agree once the quintessential bell cow, the guy. Right. After an injury like that, it generally takes, like, not everybody is Adrian Peterson. And I wish the league would catch on to this. Just because Adrian Peterson was Adrian Peterson and he had the same injury and he came back 8 months later and he was like the comeback player of the year, that guy's a freak of nature. All right. There are just these specimens out there that don't heal the same way, and they're just otherworldly. Nick Chubb is a great piece, and he's a really good, complimentary piece on a great team. I think you put him on, if you put him, I don't know, in Seattle, you put him in if I was Buffalo, I'd be like, what's James Cook's situation? I wouldn't mind having Nick Chubb secondarily if James Cooks decides to go, and we still have Ray Davis and we have these other pieces, you just don't know how it's going to shake out. I think James Cook wants a lot of money, and they may want to, move on from that. You just don't know. I think that there's so many other teams that could trade players. What is Tennessee doing? Nick Chubb is just a piece. You know what I mean? Like, he's a good guy, great former back. I think he's a complimentary piece on a player. Maybe, think about it. What if the Chargers decided they wanted somebody else? They're getting rid of J.K. Dobbins.
They stay hurt too.
Dobbins is a free agent. Are they going to bring Dobbins back? They look great when he was good, but he gets injured.
Yeah.
Either Dallas, to your point,
Dowdle's a free agent too, so maybe he goes to the
right. You never know. Exactly. So to your point, Stir, either Dallas, the Chargers, for what's his name? Because and I even throw Denver in the mix too, because like I said, Javonte Williams is going to be gone, and I throw Miami in the mix too. There's going to be a lot of people after him. So I don't know, man. I think he might be sought after a lot, but I think Aaron Jones, though, is he on that list?
Aaron Jones is 100% on that list.
30 years old. Minnesota is going to need a running back. So I thought when you said Adrian Peterson, I honestly thought Nick Chubb should go to Minnesota.
That wouldn't be
bad.
Why?
Why? They got Aaron Jones right now. They can still retain Aaron Jones.
And he's far more productive at 30, 31, whatever he is, than 29-year-old Nick Chubb after ACL getting blown out and broken toe and whatever else he's got.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Chubb. Don't get me wrong. I love Chubb 3-4 years ago. I love Chubb.
Yeah.
Listen, it happens. These awful things just happen, and you're not Superman. Yep. He's a good piece. He's a complimentary back at this point. He is not a bell cow. You need somebody that's an absolute bell cow, when you're running like teams that have to concentrate. All right, you've got two receivers. Let's just say you're Minnesota, and you've got maybe one top 2 or 3 premier duos in the league, right? Addison, Jet. you can't load the
Addison's
box.
Addison's with the Raiders now.
Well, formally, I guess, right?
Formally,
But
yeah.
nonetheless, you still need someone who's going to run the rock at least 15, 20 times a game. You really feel good about giving the rock 15 to 20 times a game for Nick Chubb with the production he had last year?
No. Give it to Najee Harris, man. That's why you go get Najee Harris, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, you're getting Nick Chubb.
Free agent too, I think.
Cam Akers? No, I wouldn't give the ball 20 times a game to Cam Akers.
No. I'm saying Cam Akers was with Minnesota last year. I think he's a free agent too.
Yeah.
Minnesota's going to have no running backs.
So I think it's safe to say that a lot of teams are looking at backs to draft. All right. And I think the way it shakes out in the draft will dictate a lot of this market.
Well, it's a strong draft class for running backs, from what I've gathered. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy, I had a question for you and Saz. I got a question for both of y'all. You like the Packers, you like the Broncos, I like the Jets, right? What are your team needs, and who do you think your team should target out the gate?
Jeremy?
I'm gonna go edge. I think we need edge and a linebacker.
Well, you got Hassan Reddick, you got Khalil Mack out there, that for free agency, right? If you guys trade for Myles Garrett, which I think that's who you guys should trade for, Myles Garrett, and go for the creme de la creme. And what did you say your other need was?
We need a linebacker, but again, linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, though, like I said, I'm looking at these guys, and then I look at ages and all that, and I got my finger on a few of these guys. But again, though, I'm not the GM, so I'm gonna hopefully fingers crossed on a lot of these guys getting picked up. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys you got to think too, age wise. I mean, I was just gonna say, the running backs and the wide receivers and even the quarterbacks. It looks like my fantasy team from 4 years ago that won me a championship. DeAndre Hopkins, Kareem Hunt when he was with the Browns, Hollywood Brown. I mean, Aaron Jones.
They couldn't get it done, though. They still couldn't get it done.
My fantasy team 4 years ago, and I won. But right now, I wouldn't consider them actually winners right now. I don't think there's a big number one free agent, to be honest with you, or even the top 5, to be honest with you. I don't think. But again, even like the tight end class, you got your boy Tyler Conklin as their number one tight end out there. He's only 30 years old. You got Gerald Everett, who's been on 4 teams the past 4 years. You got Mo Cox from Indianapolis.
Zach
Ertz. All he does is catch touchdowns, but that's about it.
Zach Ertz, Taysom Hill, there's dudes out there.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is good. I don't think he's going anywhere, though. I think he loves Washington. I think he's going to stay there. Taysom Hill, he had a bad concussion that last game. I get it. He's definitely going to be interesting wherever he goes, though. But other than that, though, there's not a tight end out there. I think you have to go free. I think you have to go draft wise, and I think 3 of them that might go in the first round.
Loveland.
There's some top heavy tight ends.
Yeah. So again, I don't know. It's going to be like I said. There's a lot of holes. The Patriots have a lot of holes, and they got the most money. I guarantee you, they're going to throw some bags out at people. Stupid money.
Sure. Oh yeah.
For players that just obviously maybe they already have a championship and now they're just in it for the bag. Who knows?
Yeah. Right.
But you ain't going there to win. I'll tell you that much.
Saz, who the Broncos division? Who the Broncos need, Saz?
Broncos need a lot. There's so what the things we're good at, we have depth at. The things that we're not good at, we are severely lacking. So if you ask me, we desperately need to find solid middle linebacker. We have probably been without a real guy for maybe a decade and a half. But we have not had a great middle linebacker for a long time, and it shows because we're in a terrible division in terms of needing to defend against great tight ends, and we haven't been able to do it for a long time. But they're not going to concentrate on that. They just won't. They'll find value in the draft. Peyton, both Peyton, Sean and George, both of them, they're not going to reach for a tight end. It's not going to happen. I think that everyone is kind of seduced by the Brock Bowers success. All right, that's a generational season he had as a rookie. That is not duplicatable. And just because you strike lightning in a bottle, he could have been the MV, the rookie of the year, rather, offensive. He just had an all-time rookie season, but that is not duplicatable. That is not something to be expected. That is a tough position to get right, especially in the first round, right? Because not only do they have to be a great receiver, they have to be a great blocker. They have to know protections. They usually get better over time. They don't just come out of the gate being, Brock Bowers. So to come out and waste a first round pick on any tight end, I think is foolish. I just do. I don't give a shit who they are. Gronk wasn't a first round pick. You know what I mean? Like you find yourself a Gronk, amazing, but he could be a third rounder, fourth rounder. You don't need to first rounder. So if you ask me, they are holding their breath for Ashton Genty. If he's not there, they will take whatever value is there. D line, we could be getting rid of DJ Jones. We could be going for value, and I think we could get it anywhere. I would be happy with another cornerback. I would be happy with a solid interior lineman. I'd be good with the best offensive lineman on the board because you never know. You need that. The attrition that happens on the offensive line, you stack blue chippers, first rounders that are just like chilling and developing, you're in good shape. You know what I mean? So I honestly don't think we need to target anybody per se. Just find the value. Find the value. If Genty's gone, Judkins is there. You've got other backs this is a loaded draft class for backs.
I know.
So I don't think they need to reach for anybody per se. Just find value.
Right. I'm going to tell you right now, the Jets need to go and get a right tackle in free agency. I don't give a shit what else they do. Go get a freaking right tackle and solidify the line. If you want to draft the right tackle and you want to draft the tackle in the draft, do it in the third or fourth or fifth round, whatever. We don't even have a third round pick. Do it in the fourth or fifth round. I don't give a shit. Just get a right tackle. Get a right tackle.
All right, so I have questions. I know. Draft wise, there's a lot of meat on the bone there. All right, and everybody. What are you doing at quarterback? Are you listening? What are you just gonna bide? Are you gonna bide your time till you get the guy in the draft? You're looking for just a bridge quarterback?
No, bro.
What are you gonna do?
Sturmy, you know who I want, don't you?
Well, I already said it. I mean, it's just the match made in heaven would be Justin Fields in that offense.
Absolutely.
The run pass option would be hard, and then at that point, hopefully Garrett Wilson stays in that green and white. We'll see.
But they played together in college. Keep that in mind. They played together in college. So that's all I'm gonna say. And I know I know you've been trying to get Garrett Wilson for the past couple of months, Sturmy. But guess what? It's not gonna happen. Because when they bring in Justin Fields, that's gonna solidify it even more that he's not going anywhere. I'm telling you. We got this, fam.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
I think Garrett Wilson's a goner.
He's a what?
I think Garrett Wilson is trade bait. He is a goner.
No, bro, he's not going anywhere. Okay, I'll bet both of you lunches right now that Garrett Wilson stays in New York.
Deal.
Yeah, I'll bet that.
Okay, so you're betting right now that he's going to be gone. Sturmy's saying the same thing. I'm saying he's going to stay in New York. I want some good fucking lunch too. I'm telling you right now.
I'm getting you Popeyes.
Word. That's how we do. That's how we do it right now.
From the gas station.
Oh, you motherfuckers!
I don't know if it's halal.
But anyway.
All right. Question for you guys. Question.
Go ahead.
Is Mac Jones still a starter in the NFL?
No, sir. No, sir.
You know,
no. No.
Bottom tier, but I would take him over Aiden O'Connell. I would take him over Gardner Minshew.
No, you would not. No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
You would take Mac Jones over Gardner Minshew? Stop playing, Sass. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, bro. You know better than that. You know better than that. Sass.
Hey,
you can't sit here and tell me that you would take Mac Jones. Huh?
Gardner Minshew went to the Pro Bowl.
Right. Right.
Samuel, no one wants to go to the Pro Bowl.
You look up Mac Jones's rookie year, and you tell me that he deserved to be in the spot that he's in right now.
No, yeah, he does. He does, because all he did was dink and dunk, bro. All right, you take him. You take him in.
I already got young talent that's in development. I don't need another one.
Well, you better hope he don't lay an egg this year. I'll tell you that much. But I'm telling you right now, Mac Jones does not deserve to be a starter. No.
Let's talk about your young development quarterback, and we're not going to talk about Bo Nix. We're going to talk about a free agent, Zach Wilson, who he played for both your teams. Where's he going? Where do you think's a perfect fit for him?
Back to Utah.
Yeah, you guys.
That's where he's going.
You guys gave up on young talent way too fast.
Who? Zach Wilson?
The Jets. Yeah, Zach Wilson.
How many years did he play with the Jets?
You tell me right now what squad you ran out for that kid as a rookie, and then expected what out of him?
How many years did Zach Wilson play for the Jets? How many years did Zach Wilson play for the Jets?
With what talent around him?
What you mean with talent around him?
You have to give a guy 2-3 years to develop. You have to.
But bro, how many years did he play?
He played.
How many years did he play?
For 2 years, he was your starter.
He was a starter for 2 years.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
He's trash. He's trash. He couldn't even unseat He couldn't even unseat your rookie. He's garbage.
This coming from someone who loves the Jets, calling the quarterback for the Jets trash.
He was garbage, bro. He didn't even, bro. If he was really that good, he would have beat out Bo Nix for the starting job last season. Right or wrong?
Bo Nix, in my eyes, is at least a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, so my point exactly. So
I think he's closer
Zach Wilson,
in the top 10 than he is in the top 15, to be honest with you.
Right, but so Zach Wilson could not even beat him up. He couldn't even beat him out.
You're not going to beat him out.
You guys think the only reason the Jets fans think he's trash is because y'all were desperate and picked him in the first fucking round. And you had first round expectations for a second or third round quarterback.
Hold up, man. Hold up. We got another
talent and expect him to be a miracle. He's fucking trash. So when we got him, I'll tell you this much. There was a point where it was like, is it Stidham as backup or is it Wilson? And we couldn't make the decision because he has talent. They literally were putting him out there with C-level talent, and he was, like serviceable. Then they were throwing him out there in preseason games, and he was fucking lighting it up. And they were like, Peyton was just like, I'm just gonna keep him on the roster. Yeah. Like shit happens. We're not gonna get value out of him because he's Zach Wilson. Nobody wants him because his name is Zach Wilson. But he saw the talent, and he really was making a tough decision between this is a guy who knows my system.
That wasn't a tough decision. He was a third-string quarterback, bro. He was a third-string quarterback for you guys.
Yeah, coming off the fucking scrap heap. He was a
third-string quarterback. Third, not second. Third.
I like Zach Wilson.
Thank you.
I don't think the Jets gave him an
honest. I don't think so either. Yeah.
Is he Zach Wilson?
Just like Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Now,
Darnold has talent.
I would agree that the Jets drafted him and they didn't give him enough time. They didn't put the weapons around him.
Exactly.
Okay.
They didn't put any weapons around Darnold. They didn't put any weapons around Zach Wilson. The only weapons they fucking put around him was when they got a quarterback who couldn't.
Hold on. Zach Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Here's this kid out of Ohio State. He's the greatest fucking receiver we've seen in 15 fucking years. And then what are we going to do? We're going to get him Aaron Rodgers, everything's going to be great. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play.
Wait,
and then you
hold
have
on. Hold on.
You have a guy who's trying to throw a rookie into a new contract. That's exactly what you have. And nothing happened because Aaron Rodgers is a piece of shit. He's not. He's over the fucking hill. He hasn't.
Yes, he is a piece of shit. I agree.
Now made blunder after blunder after blunder on
I
every
totally
single
agree.
that they've gone after. Like, look at him. He's like,
Totally agree. But what I'm trying to tell you is this:
the Jets have a
this
problem.
Is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell you, man. Okay, Zach Wilson was drafted in what? 2021. 2021. You might know the year Zach Wilson was drafted in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they declined his fifth-year option. That's why he's a free agent this year.
Right. So 2022 is when Sauce and them came out. Right. You mean to fucking tell me that he didn't have no weapons, bro?
Sauce plays.
Sauce Gardner play on offense.
He had Garrett Wilson. He had Breece Hall. You mean to tell me he didn't have any weapons over there?
Rookies.
It don't matter. He's bro. Listen,
certainly fucking matters. It
don't matter, man. Garrett Wilson still got over 1,000 yards with three quarterbacks that season. Are you kidding me? Come on now. He still got over 1,000 yards receiving.
This is gonna be a lost fight here.
I agree.
What the fuck?
I don't think you gave him an honest. I don't think you gave any of your quarterbacks an honest shot.
I don't either.
That's me.
Who? Who's you? I'm not the fucking GM.
No, you're
I'm not the fucking GM.
You are not the GM. You
If
are.
I was the GM, though, listen. If I was a GM, this is what I'm not looking backwards. I'm looking forwards. And what I'm doing right now is I got a coach and I got a GM in place. Me, I'm going to go get Justin Fields immediately, and I'm going to go get a right tackle. That's what I'm about to go do. And I'll pick up another wide receiver because Al Lazard, that fucking bum, came from you know where, yeah, right over there. Came from over there. You know, he's going to be gone this season. Devontae's going to be gone. Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone. That's going to be like what, $60 million we're going to have to spend on new players. Make it happen. Let's make it happen. Make it happen.
So what you're saying is,
but I just want a right tackle. Just give me a right tackle. That's all I want.
I asked you last year how you felt about that offensive line.
Bro, listen. The left tackle that we got right now, that we just drafted from Penn State last season, I am very pleased with Olu Fashanu. Very pleased.
Yeah.
Right? All we need now is a right tackle. We're not going to keep Morgan Moses. He's going to go test the free agent waters. We're not going to keep him. He's up there in age at what, 33 years old. I like the direction of the line right now. All we got to do is solidify it by getting a nice, strong right tackle. Jedrick Wills is out there from Cleveland. He's going to be a free agent.
Tell me what you think happened, though. Tell me what you think happened to Breece Hall. No, I mean, what happened to Breece Hall?
What happened to Breece Hall? Like I said, when you get hurt as a running back, especially an ACL injury, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Plus, the line wasn't giving them enough push like they were supposed to anyway, too. So, like I said, once that right tackle come in there and solidify that, I think he's going to be fine. And plus, you got two young running backs right behind him that's up and comers too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So,
no push, man. No push.
I can see it. I have a lot of love for Breece Hall. I think he's an outstanding player if he's healthy. I think that you guys have to kind of shit or get off the pot with your scheme. Aaron Rodgers is not a scheme. And I think
we don't have Aaron Rodgers no more, bro. Did you hear the news, Sass? Have you heard the news yet?
I think we're still talking about last results, right? You guys put a lot of stock into running Aaron Rodgers as a system rather than just going out there and say, like, listen, he's got so much touch, he has so much knowledge of the game, he'll just create this bond with his receivers, and it'll be like old times. Hey, we'll even bring in his best friend, Devontae, and it'll just be like old times, and we'll just win games that way. When really, you kind of missed out on the actual strength of your team. And running Brees Hall 15 times a game is not adequate. I don't care if he's.
Have you heard the news? I'm not sure if you heard or got the memo, Sad, but
I don't know that Aaron Rodgers isn't there.
Okay, what the fuck?
Last year. What are you doing for a scheme? What are you doing for a scheme?
You got to ask the coach that. I'm not the GM or anybody.
You as the insider for the Jets on this program, what you guys are going to do for a scheme?
What I would do?
Yes.
What I would do for a scheme?
Yes.
What I would do for a scheme? Why do you think I keep saying, let's go get a right tackle, bro?
So you're committed to Brees Hall running the ball 20 to 5.
Pound that shit. Run the fucking ball.
You're going to have to if you don't have a quarterback, right? Other than Justin Fields, right? Because if you're going to run Justin Fields, you need a strong.
You don't like Tyrod Taylor either, do you?
I don't love him as a passing quarterback.
No.
Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
No,
his quarterback interception.
I don't like him because he can't hit the broadside of a barn. But I like him because he's mobile. You get a
really?
running game that actually runs the ball well. He'll get a couple wide open receivers and hit that. That's fine.
Really?
But I'm not
really.
If you think that Tyrod Taylor
why would you mention Tyrod Taylor
in the AFC East, you're fucking delusional.
Listen, bro. All I asked is if you think Tyrod Taylor can play. You said no. Basically, you said no.
Oh, he can suit up and he can play. I would rather have Jacoby Brissett than Tyrod Taylor.
What?
You heard me, and I said what I said. I would rather have Jacoby Brissett than Tyrod Taylor.
No way. No way. No fucking way.
One of those guys is a leader. One of those guys goes to a different team every year and ends up having to play and wins games.
Well, wait a minute. I forgot. You know what? I forgot. You said that you would start Mac Jones. Never mind.
I would start Mac Jones over Tyrod Taylor.
You would start Mac Jones. Oh my God!
You're telling me that you're gonna. All right, let's have another bet. Who has better? All right, you tell me.
Fuck out of here.
Mac Jones's projection is this year.
Mac Jones is going to be a backup for the rest of his career, bro.
Okay,
count it.
Backup. Do you think he'll have to play it all as a backup, considering where he's at?
Probably. If somebody gets hurt, probably.
So you
just like Weston got hurt this year and he came in and played and did nothing.
Maybe his ceiling this year is 6 games. Is the ceiling?
Not. I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to call it, but
the ceiling. If let's just say if Mac Jones plays 5 games, I bet you he shows up commensurate or better stat line than Tyrod Taylor does. If Tyrod Taylor
put a lunch on it. Put a lunch on it. Put a lunch on it, bro.
Done.
Put a lunch on it.
Done.
I'm not talking no bullshit here. We're putting bets on this shit.
Listen, who's the last person that bought the other one lunch? Between us, who's
we're putting bets on this shit. We can bet cash.
I don't have a problem buying lunch.
I'm telling you right now, I would never. Them quarterbacks that you're naming off right now, man, you're gonna lose some fucking money with those boys. I'm telling you, bro. No. Mac Jones? You talking about Mac Jones?
Yeah. You're talking about Tyrod Taylor?
Bro,
Taylor?
I would run with Tyrod Taylor over Mac Jones any day.
Here's your argument. Hey, I got this big piece of shit. I bet it's better than your piece of shit. I'm willing to bet you lunch that this piece of shit's shinier than your piece of shit.
Yo, man. Sturby, keep it moving, bro. What about the next free agents we got?
Listen, I hope wherever you guys take shits, you guys bring plungers because that's a big shit.
Big shit.
I'm gonna flip to the other side of the ball. I'm gonna go defense here.
Let's go.
I'm very surprised that I saw this individual on the free agent list, considering the first 3 years of his professional career, he was a Pro Bowler. And that's Javon Holland from the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
That's a talent.
So you gave Jalen Ramsey the money on the other side.
Right.
But Javon Holland probably had his worst year last year, and I think that's why he's a free agent this year.
I think Miami's going to resign him. They will be foolish not to resign him. I'm just saying right now, bro. They would be foolish not to resign him.
They have these guys that outperform what they expect them to, and then they don't have any intention of giving them the bag. They're going to rely on, whatever they got schemed up with their talent pool, the young guns. I don't know how you don't pay them. How do you not pay Brandon Jones? How do you not pay Holland? Don't get it. Yeah. What else do they have?
Right.
What else do they have? And that part and parcel is why they will continue to be bottom dwellers. And if they make any noise, it'll be out the merits of a concussed quarterback and his relationship with an aging wide receiving legend. That's it. You know what I mean? They don't have much else. A-Chain is going to waste away. They're going to waste that kid.
They got to get new blood over there, man. They got to get new blood over there. If they don't get no new blood over there, man, they're going to do exactly what you just said.
Yep. They're going to waste that finest years chasing other, mediocre teams in Buffalo.
That window is closing. That window is closing.
Agreed.
You better believe it. It's closing. Who else you got on tap, Stern? What you got for me?
Listen, I got the guy from Buffalo who went to UB, and that's Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack?
Free agent, aging a little bit. What are we doing?
What was his stats last season?
I'll pull him up. But
somebody give me a stat from last season. I'll tell you where he's good. If listen, Khalil Mack is getting up there in age, but at the same time, you got Hassan Reddick getting up there in age. You got a couple of all these other guys getting up there in age too. But production is the name of the game. If the production ain't worth, what you got?
Khalil Mack is actually in his 10th year.
Yeah.
He made a ton of money last year.
Pressures and sacks. That's all I care about. What he got?
He's going to be a specialist on a playoff team.
So last year he missed 2 games. He played actually 16 games. He had this is an interesting stat, and I didn't realize this. His actually snap count went from 81% the year prior down to 56% last year.
Wow.
It's a 30% cut. That's crazy.
And you ready for this? He went from 17 sacks down to 6. So you see that his production percentage went down, but also his sacks. That plays a huge part. Sure. Maybe he still has that juice.
I mean, he didn't get a whole lot of tread on the tires, taken off this year. I mean, he's only been used 56% of the defensive snaps he's out there. So he's a third down specialist, basically. They're basically
man.
He's getting Von Miller treatment, and Von Miller is getting paid way too much money for what he's doing on the field. He is getting absolute Von Miller treatment. He's getting name recognition money. That's what he's getting.
Are you saying he might be going to Buffalo?
Why not?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
If you're talking about Khalil Mack, right?
I think he does go to Buffalo.
Why would Khalil Mack? So if Miller decides to restructure so he can stay there, and you had 2 guys that you could rotate in that were, in their former glory, right? They're in the twilight of their career, but they're still wildly effective in situational football. And you basically say, okay, let's just rotate Von Miller and Khalil Mack.
I don't know if Von Miller will actually be in Buffalo next year.
I think he's going to try everything he can to restructure.
I think, honestly, he's going to be a cut candidate. I think, to be honest with you, and we can look at his production too.
What production? Dude, what production?
Yeah, I know. But I think that they'll give Khalil Mack at least a 1-year deal. I don't think anything more, though, to be honest with you. He's 34 years old.
He's a liability.
There may be maybe a club option for like a second, maybe, or even, but I don't think it goes beyond more than that 1 year. It's just too tough. Again, there's some. You got to remember too, right? They've got a lot of young guys on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to name another guy who's only 26 years old. He's got 6 years of experience already in the NFL, and that's Chase Young.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But the guy has bounced to 4 different teams in 6 years.
Right.
Help me out on that.
He's just never lived. Like, again, He's a solid player if he doesn't have the number one pick expectations. He's good enough to be on an NFL team. Is he really just getting by because his name is Chase Young and then he was a former number one pick? Like, that's what being a number one pick does for you in your career. You can be mediocre, middle of the pack, and continuously get jobs because you were the first pick in the draft.
Well, you could say that. So you could say that for the other guy that's in Carolina. What's his name? Used to play for. He got drafted by Houston, number 1 overall. What's his name? Fucking bum ass dude now. Plays for Carolina.
Carolina?
Yeah. Yeah, he interviewed with us last season too. I forget his name.
Well, that's where
he went number 1 overall.
Yes, sir.
I gotta look that up.
Edge rusher. Look it up.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw some stats out there of Chase Young though. 17 games last year played, 0 games started.
I'll tell you who it is. Hold on.
0 games started. He played 63% of snaps, had 6 sacks.
Who?
I think to your point, I think he's more of a secondary guy, like a rotational guy that comes in, right? Like, I don't think you can give him the bag and have him expect to play every single down, to be honest with you. I just don't see that. But again, you're right.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, Clowney.
Oh, Clowney. Yeah. I mean, Clowney's actually, he's in Carolina for this upcoming year.
Yeah, I'm just saying that he was a number 1 overall pick too, and he's bounced around a lot too.
Well, Clowney, I believe, went to Carolina because I think that's where he was born.
That's where he's from, yeah.
And also, they threw the bag at that dude. I don't think he went there in the expectation of winning. I think, to be honest with you, I think he took the bag, and I think probably year 3 of his contract, they may cut him, right? And then all of a sudden, he joins a contender, maybe wins a Super Bowl, and guess what? He made that bag, and he won a Super Bowl. I think that's how his little Cinderella story is going to go. But that's me.
Yeah, he's middling. You know, like what is he actually going to provide somebody outside of, you know, situational experience and a body? You know what I mean? If you're talking about free agents that actually move the needle, like, these are just guys at this point. You know, their names. That's all they are. You know, I think everyone's one guy that I can't believe he's gonna be a casualty in this whole thing, but Nick Bolton is love him.
Who?
I would give up anything to get him on my team. You know what I mean? Like Nick Bolton from Kansas City.
Hey, don't be surprised that he goes to the Broncos either.
I don't trust him enough to make that kind of move. I would love it, but you know, I think he's just so good that there's going to be so many teams that are going to be interested in him. You know, and he could go anywhere. Does he like? I feel like if you have a championship pedigree, are you really just at a point in your career like, I'll just go and play for money? No, you're probably looking to get with a team that's like close. And even though like Denver's there, I wouldn't say that they're like going to contend for a title yet. They're still got a ways to go. I could see him going, like, being very choosy, being very, very choosy about where he goes. Maybe he even decides he doesn't. Because look at it like this. If I was Nick Bolton, I'd be very curious to see what happens with Bond, right? Is that kid going to get the purse, for the Eagles? Is Zach Bond going to get the money? Like, he could be a $20 million a year player as a middle linebacker. And if I was Nick Bolton, I'd be like, maybe I'm just going to chill out and see what he gets. And then I can be like, okay, I'm not 20 million, worth, but I'm not defensive player of the year candidate worth, but I'm not that far off. Yeah. You know what I mean? So maybe he just chills out and waits, sees what the market looks like. Because Bond,
I can definitely see that. I can see him actually making $15 to $18 million a year too.
For sure. Yeah. He is not that far off from Bond. Just happens to be in a great defensive team and made one of the plays in the Super Bowl. Just like another year. Yeah. I was hoping that he would actually find his way to Denver, but I don't think there's any way that the Eagles say no. Well, like, Eagles are going to pay him. Eagles are going to find a way to pay him. There's no way.
What about Bosa? What about Bosa? I hear one of the Bosas are going to be like up the badge.
Yeah.
What's going on? Is it Joey from the Chargers? Joey
from the Chargers. Yeah. I'm like, I'm the Bosa boys. Like, yeah, they got talent, but I'm just like, nah. Are they game records? Maybe once or twice a year they have that game. Yeah,
Joey gets hurt a lot. Street clothes.
Street clothes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, I want to do one more name before we got to go here. The
Go
guy
ahead.
who I honestly thought the Cincinnati Bengals should have re-signed after their Super Bowl, right? Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
He went to his hometown, the Atlanta Falcons, last
He
year.
did.
And he is a free agent this year.
He is.
I wouldn't mind picking him up.
And everyone expected the Falcons to win that division this year.
They did. Well, he and Bates are a fantastic tandem. They have nothing to go along with it. Their run defense is absolute garbage. You know, like they're great tandem in the secondary, but there's just too much that they're missing. I think that they're going after a youth movement. They're going to say, you know, fuck it. Let's just throw Penix out there, see what we can get on offense. We've got Bijan. We've got a decent line. It's not great, but it's not terrible. They got a lot of draft picks that they got to make up for in the defensive line, and their middle linebacking crew is they're middling, but they just don't play good team defense. But they're a fantastic safety tandem. Like their secondary is really good.
Yeah,
but he's gone. There's no way they're going to pay him. He's going to be 32. Yeah, he's just like I think he finds his way to a contender somehow, but not for the amount of money that he probably wants.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? So I could see him going to a contender. But I think there's no way that the Falcons, you know, make a move on him. He was a rental. I could see him going back to Denver.
Right?
Yep, because Stearns is going to be gone. They're going to get rid of PJ Locke, rather. So they're missing a safety already. Brandon Jones is great, but he can't do it by himself. So they're going to want to get another body in there. And I would rather pick up Justin Simmons on a 1 or 2 year deal than draft a kid and wait for him to develop, because safety is another one. Safeties don't come out of the box being great. You know what I mean? They have to learn. There's a lot. The pro game is different. You know, it's just not the same as college where you just stand back there and, you know, catch a guy for a tackle. It's different. You were involved as a safety. Yeah. So I could definitely see him going to a lot of places. I could see him going to San Francisco. If I was San Francisco and I know I'm about to lose that I can't remember who Mafunga. Who's the kid from San Francisco they're about to lose? Really good.
Kinlaw.
Kinlaw's good. Yeah, there's another one.
Kinlaw played with the Jets last year. The guy.
Kinlaw's trash. Kinlaw's trash. Don't even bring up that name on this podcast. Kinlaw is garbage.
You're talking about the linebacker though that like tore his ACL by celebrating on a kickoff. Is that who you're talking about?
Kinlaw's the one. He got injured on the sideline, just like chilling, didn't he?
Who?
No, who's the 40? And I apologize. It was Jesse Bates I was thinking about. Justin Simmons did play with the Broncos, but he was the one who had lockdown protection back there. So I
Justin Simmons was with the Broncos, bro. So that's what the fuck we talking about. He's sitting up there like you don't know.
Who's the guy?
You know.
The 49ers. He went to the 49ers. Then I gotta find his name. Darn it.
I could see Simmons going to San Francisco to try to stay relevant with a decent defense. They got Jair Brown. The kid I was thinking was Talanoa Hufanga.
Fongo. Yeah.
That kid's a talent, but they can't pay him. He was injured. He's coming back, but he's a talent. He's going to go to a good team. He's a good player. And I could see Simmons being a rental there until if they want to draft somebody. And San Francisco is still relevant in their division. They're just, you know, like, do you really believe Debo's gone? That's another guy we didn't talk about is, you know, Debo going to stay, you know, with San Francisco? Probably not. You know, they're going to probably draft a receiver. They don't really have running back talent if you really consider C-Mac. You know, like he's half retired anyway, I think. So they got a lot of ground to catch up on. So
we can talk about that next week, though, Samuel. But you already know what I think. I think in a little sneak peek, we'll talk about it for 1 second. Aaron Rodgers goes back to the Bay Area, or he goes to Tennessee and plays. But if that's the case, Brock Purdy then gets traded. Aaron Rodgers takes a huge pay cut, and San Fran keeps both those wide receivers. So,
but wait a minute.
That. We can talk about that next week.
Right, we will. But what's the hot take on? What's the hot take before we go? I want to know what's the hot take on Brock Purdy right now at this minute. I need to know What's going on with Brock Purdy?
I think he gets traded.
I think Brock Purdy stays.
I think honestly,
He's not going nowhere.
And here's the deal. Here's the deal with this. I don't like this year's quarterback draft class, except for Kyle McCord. And I don't know if it's because I watched him every game.
You're not a fan of Cam Ward, Shedeur? You're not a fan?
No, I'm not a fan with any of them, right? And if I'm a quarterback needy team, and San Fran calls me and they want my first round pick I give it up. I give it up because you don't know what you're going to get for these wide receivers coming out of college.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're going to give up your first round pick for what?
Would you not trade your first round pick for Brock Purdy?
I would not.
Hell no.
I would not.
No.
I think Brock Purdy is reliant
on
Shanahan.
Hell no. We'll talk about this later. We're going to talk about this next week. Bro,
as dumbfounded as I was about what Sam was saying earlier, is equally as dumbfounded as what you just said. I'm going to trade Brock Purdy for
Timeout.
Aaron Rodgers.
Timeout. See, here's the thing, though. Like we don't need to draft a quarterback, right? The Broncos don't need to draft a quarterback, right? But if I'm like the Giants, if I'm Cleveland, if I'm maybe the Jets, I don't say, hey, listen, like I'm not drafting a quarterback. I'm not sold on Sanders, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart.
Nope.
Nobody is sold on Shedeur Sanders, not even the Raiders.
Nope.
Let's talk about that's what I'm saying. If I'm the Raiders and go, hey, listen.
If I'm the Raiders, then I might be interested in Aaron Rodgers.
He's not going to go play with the Raiders, though.
Listen, bro, we're gonna talk about this next week.
Does he have a ton of
options? We're gonna talk about this next week because I'm gonna tell you something, man.
TB12 calls him and says, "Hey, why don't you come and play for the Raiders?" He'd be like,
"Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen."
We need to finish. We gotta do free agency part 2, and we gotta go over we gotta do some mock drafts. We definitely gotta do some mock drafts.
We're gonna do some mock drafts in the month of March.
Fuck yeah, man.
Mock drafts are way too early right now. A lot can happen.
Todd.
Well, after free agency is normally when the mock draft's supposed to be going on anyway.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can always mock a mock. There's nothing wrong with mocking a mock. What the fuck?
What I hate. What I hate is these assholes who really spend like an hour and a half developing a fake mock and then justify it online all day long. And they write articles about it. And it always starts off like this. Hear me out. Hear me out. Like, you have no idea what the fuck is going to happen. If you wouldn't have put money on it last year that 6 quarterbacks were going to be gone in the first round last year. You wouldn't have put money on that.
I had under 5. I had under 5. Yeah, I had under 5. Huh?
No.
Not in the order they went. I certainly wouldn't have gone first round. I could see 3 or 4 super hungry teams that needed it, but then like 6. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, holy
that's
shit.
What I'm saying though. That's I don't know.
Do we see how many here's a hot take I want. Do you see teams reaching for tight ends this year in the draft?
Oh yeah.
Warren and Loveland, right? Probably the 2 best, right?
I would put the Tennessee kid in there too, I think.
So you think you could see 3 tight ends going in the first round?
Yeah, I believe that. I can see
if Restrepo didn't come out as a wide receiver, he would have went in the first round as a tight end from Miami.
I think
he goes.
I think it's going to happen too.
I think he does go in the second round. But I also think the Syracuse kid is going to go in the second round. Gatson,
right?
I think Gatson reminds me of Tony Gonzalez with everything he does.
Yeah.
Everything he does, he reminds me of Tony Gonzalez.
Smooth route runner.
I don't know.
Super smooth. Like I don't look at him as like an explosive kid. Yeah. I look at he's just smooth.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like almost like elegant. You know, and I don't like to say that about a tight end.
Yeah.
Because we don't get very much to look forward to for Syracuse football. Like we watch anybody that has any level, we can tell we can tell talent when it has risen in our system, right? Because we don't see great football, but that kid is smooth. He is silky smooth and almost an elegant gameplay where he has these shifty little. So all right, so the soup du jour for all tight ends is the chip block and being able to get out into space to get and get yak yards. I call it the Travis Kelce play, right? This is
for sure.
Tony G was doing that before Antonio Gates did that. And then we went for about a decade and a half without seeing another tight end being able to do it successfully until we saw Kelce doing it. That was like a staple. That was a thing you needed in the red zone. And that just doesn't really exist with the talent that we have in the NFL. And this kid is so silky smooth. That chip block that he gets into space. He has these shifty little rub routes that he can do that doesn't look like he's doing it, but he is doing it. He is just an elegant player.
Yep.
He could go first round. Yeah. It is a possibility. I think it's such a nuanced position because Brock Bowers just kind of was just like, wow, hold my beer. Check this out. But if you think about it, that's also a product of that's also a function of the Raiders having absolutely nothing else to go with it. Jacoby Myers is your number one receiver.
Don't sleep on Sam Laporta either. Sam Laporta is one of those tight ends where,
flash in the pan.
Sam Laporta,
flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he came on at the end of the year. He
was hurt.
He came on his rookie season. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was hurt last year. I think majority of the year he was hurt. I thought no,
not Laporta.
He had a great rookie year, and then last
year. You're talking about Hockenson, bro.
No. Hockenson. He came back for.
He was hurt.
Yeah, I thought Sam Laporta. Something was up with him last year.
No, Sam Laporta played all the games last season. Look it up.
Yeah.
I didn't say he was out and missed games. I'm saying he played hurt last year. Something was
hell no. Hell no, man.
He was still.
Sam Laporta was going off last season.
Yeah. He had a decent year. But he came on at the end of the year. He was he was vastly over defended the first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
Because he was a real weapon 2 years ago, his rookie year.
For sure, bro. I'm telling you, that kid is nasty, man.
Right. And then people were like, okay, we got to start paying more attention to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Right.
Then they were starting to load boxes. He was starting to actually get past that initial tier of defense, those line. He's a decent player, but he can be these new tight ends that come out when they're young. Most of these edge linebackers are not going to be able to cover them. Most cover or middle linebackers aren't going to be able to run with them in open space either. But he's just so big and clunky, and he had a great year because he was unexpected. And I think the teams were starting to actually game plan for him a little bit. And he started to show up at the end of the year. So to me, I just look at it you caught people by surprise. People caught on, but you have too much weaponry around you to not be good. So you literally got Amon-Ra, you got J-Mo, you got the best running back tandem in the league. It's just unless you can consider, King Henry and Lamar a tandem, but they just have an outstanding probably the best offensive line. They have so much going for them. If you're a starter on that team, you should be producing. So to me, Laporta is just kind of a little bit of a disappointment because his rookie year was so fucking amazing, and then he was just kind of a guy. He was okay.
So Laporta had injuries with his shoulder last year. He did miss one game because of his shoulder, his knee, and then he also had an ankle sprain.
For how many yards and how many touchdowns?
All right, so here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
He had a huge minus production last year.
Mm-hmm.
His rookie year, he had 86 receptions compared to 60 last year.
Right.
He had 120 targets his rookie year, down to 83 last year. 889 in yardage, down to 726. 10 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns last year. So again, production-wise, Sam Laporta took a dip because of injuries.
Still not bad though.
Not bad. He came on. Yeah.
Still not bad.
I still think he's a guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good.
Do you think that people are not giving Goff his flowers? Like, do you think people are not giving him credit for being as good as he is because he's not winning, quote unquote, the big game?
No, he deserves. I mean, are you saying, are people giving him the deserved credit? You're saying?
Are people overlooking how good he actually is? Like, I know he was like being talked about as potential MVP candidate, but then they were like shitting on that because of the team he has around him.
Yeah, but but if you think about it, though, let's talk about that, right? You put someone like Tyrod Taylor in that offense, where would the Lions be? Right?
Jared Goff is no Tyrod Taylor. Okay,
I'm just saying. Like, you have to look at it. I think Jared Goff is the most underrated NFL player there is.
He is. He is.
I also think he got boned by the Rams.
He did.
Going to the Super Bowl and then traded the next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, you know what, though? I am so glad that the Lion fans have endorsed him and brought them in. Brought him and his family in.
And his smoking hot wife.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen her, but again, as a Packer fan,
look it up.
As a Packer fan,
I'm on it right now.
Jared,
I feel like Jared.
I'm on it right now, buddy.
Kristen Harper.
Oh, good last name.
You want to talk about a dude dating out of his stratosphere? Like, if he wasn't the quarterback for the Lions and making the money he was making, maybe he's got like a ridiculously, I don't know, maybe he's got like some crazy hog down there. But like, this dude, she's out of his league.
Yeah, she'll be in my top 10 going upstairs tonight. Wow, she worked at Sports Illustrated.
She made Sturmy's wormy.
Hey, good for wow, she met Goff on a dating app.
I think we found what our new top 10 is. Player wives.
Yeah, we can talk about that in 2 weeks.
Okay, right. If this thing if you're not canceled, right?
Most of just look at all the 49ers girls and wives. The 49ers.
Any of them?
George Kittle, McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk's. Yeah, look.
I see. All right, Kyle Juszczyk's wife is. All right, hot mom vibes. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
Kristen Harper.
Kristen Harper.
He's probably spelling it wrong.
No. I see it right here. No, I see it. I see it.
I mean, I hope the internet sees it. Like,
well,
she's out, dude. She's out of his league. Come on, that dude is Opie.
Hey, I'm Opie. They call me Opie Taylor from the Andy Griffith Show.
Shit.
Have you guys seen the when
my instant message, my AOL instant messenger was Opie99, and I still have an AOL email address, opie99@aol.com.
What the hell?
And then when the song you down with OPP, everyone would yell IE, and that would be me.
IE.
All right, Samuel, what do you got, man? What's your closing remarks for tonight?
What
do you got?
Swimsuit model.
What'd you say?
Swimsuit model. That's what she is.
Just your
Kristen
closing
Harper.
remarks? Your closing remarks is swimsuit model?
Kristen Harper. She's a swimsuit model.
Isn't she, though?
Jesus Christ.
No.
Anyway, closing remarks.
Yeah,
closing remarks. All right. Basically, we went over, I think we only touched the top of free agency. We haven't really dug down into a lot of the other position groups. We will get to those next week. Also, we're going to talk about some prospects. I think we want to get into some college prospects see where they might land. We're not going to do a mock yet. We'll do the mock after free agency, and then basically we'll decide who's going to go where and
we should do a live mock, and we'll just take turns. We'll go on a cycle picking for each team, all right? We'll just do a mock and see where it ends up, all right?
Gotcha. We can do that, man. We can do whatever the hell we want because this is what we do.
Just the first round?
Yeah, who gives a shit about the second round?
Yeah,
got time.
But I'm gonna be trying to get new people in for new teams. Hence the title all 32. I want 32 teams, 32 fans, high strung fans like ourselves, repping their team, repping their state, and actually giving it their all for teams that suck like mine and teams that are glorified like some of the other teams that make it to the playoffs and can't go get past the first round. So, yeah.
Listen,
I want 32 teams, man. The Giants, I even want the Carolina Panthers. If you're a Carolina Panthers fan, if you're a Giants fan,
I know a Panthers
hit me
fan.
up. I'm on Twitter. Yeah. You have a Denver Broncos hat on your head right now. So
I have, but I know someone who's a Panthers fan, believe it or not.
Okay, well, bring him to the show. We would love to hear his take on some of his moves, what the teams are going to do, what direction you think they're going to go in. I want to hear it. I want to hear it because you know what? I've been a Jets. Jason, you've known me for what, almost 10 years now?
Yeah.
I've been a Jets fan since you've known me. Right? I've been a Jets fan longer than that.
If he wasn't.
I've been a Jets fan longer than that. And I'm pretty sure, and I can tell you the same thing about Jason. Jason's been a Green Bay Packers fan since I've met the guy. And this was back in what, 2016?
Yeah, well, since I've come out of my mom's womb, I've been a Packers.
You see what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing. I want die-hard fans, man, that's gonna rep their teams and just like really talk about their team like we doing up here. So with that being said, fellas, we're going to come back next week and we're going to do free agency part 2. And then we're going to let people know. We're going to try to get more people on and add to the team. I need your guy from Philly, Sturm.
Oh, yeah. I'll talk to him.
I need him from Philly. They're the Super Bowl champs. So we need Philly on the stage next time. You know what I mean? Right. I'm going to grab a Dallas Cowboys person. And we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna put this thing together the right way, fellas.
There it is.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Till next time.
Peace.
We'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
See you in the office in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna be back in the office, so we'll see you in a few.
Yep.
Later, folks.
Peace.
Bye, guys.